FM with Armando Nino of Gull Lake Conroe, focusing on Montgomery County area events and places. Get a feel of the Texas spirit at the event, paired with guest and vendor interviews, event coverage, and ticket giveaways, and so much more. Join us Fridays and punch your Texas ticket. For more information on the show, visit irlonestar.com/Texas ticket.
Thank you for listening to Lone Star Community Radio. This program was broadcasted and recorded live from the LSCR studios in downtown Conroe, Texas. Lone Star Community Radio is supported by listeners like you. Donate and sponsor today. For more information on getting involved with Lone Star Community Radio, contact us at lscrstudios@gmail.com or visit us online at www.irlonestar.com.
Welcome to Veterans Air, the Veterans Hour. I am your host, Douglas B. And Veterans Hour is your source for news, talk, and uncensored commentary. I'm a little scatterbrained today. You can listen to us live every Tuesday at 1 o'clock, the first Tuesday of each month at 1 p.m. here on your Lone Star Community Radio, Conroe's own FM 106.1 and 104.5. You can find us on Facebook Live, YouTube, Our City TV, and wherever you get your fine podcasts. As always, a little housekeeping today before we get started. You can contact Veterans Air through our website, www.veteransair.us. Leave us a message, or better yet, text us in the studio on our Google phone, 936-344-3083. I've got a big show for you. I have a guest in for an interview, Chef MaQ. Now, Chef's going to talk to us about his podcast, Inside the Lunchbox, and the things that he's doing with that. Chef is an interesting guy, and I got him to write me a bio because he's done so many things. So here's Chef MaQ's bio, and it's Christopher, it's Christopher MaQ is the chef's real name. Christopher MaQ was born June 23rd, 1983, what a youngster, in Würzburg, Germany. He grew up as a military brat. His stepfather was in the Army, which meant that they moved around a lot. As an Army brat, he has seen and experienced many different cultures and foods. After graduating from Fort Knox High School, Chris enlisted in the Army, where he did a tour in Iraq for Operation Iraqi Freedom. That's OIF, right?
Yes, sir.
And after his discharge, he worked in the private sector. Years have passed since then, and he is now the proud father of two boys, 18 and 14 years old. And in 2021, he decided to enroll in culinary school, actually the Culinary Institute of Lenotre?
Yeah, Leno.
Where he got his culinary degree. It has always been his dream to cook for others. But culinary school is where he decided to work at Martha Vineyards, and it was there that he realized that he would love to do a podcast and talk about food and family. One of his great inspirations was Anthony Bourdain.
Yep.
I'm really good at these words, aren't I? Anthony Bourdain, and how he traveled the world and shared that love for food. This is Chris's dream also, to travel the world and showcase different cultures and foods. To make his dream a reality, Chris started a podcast called Inside the Lunchbox in 2023. The road hasn't been very easy, but we're making it through. I've been working with a good friend of mine, Byron Davenport, the founder and owner of the
Wisson
Network, and the host of the
Guarito Show.
In Peru. This is what Chris says. Chris?
Yes, sir.
Chef MaQ,
Hi.
welcome to the show.
Thank you so much.
And it's MaQ. I've been doing for 2-3 years now. MaC, but I was wrong. It's MaQ.
Yeah, it's MaQ. Decided to give it a little twist to it. Worked out pretty good. Some people say Chef MaQ, and I'm like, no, it's Chef MaQ. So it's grown on people, But yeah, so just want to thank you for being here. Thank you for the opportunity, Doug. This is definitely a dream of mine, to come on any type of radio and let people know about food and share the love. That's the most important, is to share the love to family, and also show people the different cultures and how food is. You can't have family without food, and you can't have food without family. So that's the premises of the podcast. We talk about family and what type of dishes is, or what's your family recipe, and talk about different recipes that's been passed down from generations and generations and generations. And I have a follower who has recipes from like almost 100 years ago, 120 years ago, with like recipes from like her great grandparents. And it's amazing how even food has changed, and even the styles of cooking have changed over the years. It's almost just like, I guess, technology. Different methods of cooking change, and they change frequently.
Well, I grew up in an Italian household.
Okay.
My mother was Italian. My father was Irish. And one of my fondest memories is Sunday dinner,
Oh, yes.
where we'd, pile in the car and going over to grandma's house or great-grandma's house. My my great-grandmother, she was Sicilian.
Oh,
and,
nice.
and have you ever seen the show Golden Girls?
Yes.
Ma
Ma.
was just like that. And,
I love that. I love that.
My
woman.
grandmother we'd be sitting in the kitchen, and grandma would say something, and my grandmother would go, "Ma," and grandma would tell stories. When I was a little peasant girl in Sicily, she'd start off every single one of her stories.
Yes.
But in an Italian household, everybody comes together for a Sunday dinner.
Yes.
Everybody. Your aunts, your uncles, your nieces, your cousins, you're all there, and you're sitting down. And Sunday dinner in an Italian household, as you probably know, takes all day.
Yeah. See. Yeah.
It's not, sitting down having a pork chop and you get up and go.
Yeah.
No. It takes all day.
Yeah.
Food is part and parcel of culture.
Yes.
You really can't separate the two.
You can't. Not at all.
I give some info to the folks out there listening. You can find Inside the Lunchbox on Facebook.com. They're at Inside the Lunchbox, the number 1. And you can listen to his podcasts at Apple Podcast.
We're actually on all major platforms.
On all major platforms.
All major platforms you can find us.
Just look for it, Inside the
Anyway,
Lunchbox.
You could say, "Hey Siri, find Inside the Lunchbox," and she'll find it for you.
Oh, that's right. You're an Apple guy.
Oh, and even on Google Play, you could do Google Play too.
I got to check out, Dick, I got to check out our show, see if it's out there like that. At Veterans Air. We were talking about a month, 2 months ago, and you told me that you're embarking on a project of food and culture here with the United States.
Yes.
Tell us about that.
So right now, I just pretty much brung out the pen and pad, and right now I'm doing a 5-part series on different foods in the U.S. per state. So 50 states, and what state is that food? I guess I'm saying that wrong. What state is food they're known for? And so I've learned that a lot of different states have different styles of foods, and also some are so far-fetched. Like, what in the world were they thinking when they made this?
Cheese curds.
Cheese curd. So there's one that's called it's a peanut butter. It's a peanut burger. They call it the nut burger, and all it is mayonnaise and peanuts with a patty on it. And I don't know who thought of that, but it's a big thing in one of the states. So right now we're doing all 50 states. We got about 3 more episodes to go, and we're going to go cover every state and what they're known for, what food are they known for. And then after that, we're actually going to take that and we're going to try to travel a little bit sometime next year in spring and see if we could hit up some states, try out some of these bizarre foods that these states have. And be honest with you, the first one I want to try is the nut burger. I think it's in Utah. I think they have it in Utah. It's quite interesting. They said it was really, really good. It's really delicious, but I want to try it out.
I would think Georgia peanuts. I would think
Yeah,
Georgia.
it's great. And then you also, and embarking on this as well, you realize that every state is influenced by, of course, by some European country. A lot of the West Coast states, they're influenced by Europe and some of these like German cultures and eating the bratwurst and the sauerkraut, and or even a lot of the I guess you could say the the pickling, doing a lot of the pickling and stuff like that. So it's a lot of different stuff out there, and it's really good information out there too. Texas is the big one because we're known for barbecue, and also chili. And
Chili does not have beans. I just want to say that right now. Since I came to Texas, I learned chili does not have beans. It's good, but it's not chili.
Yeah, it's definitely here in Texas. You don't eat chili with beans, but there's an argument with that. And I mean, I like my chili both ways, but Texas has so many different styles of barbecue here. And, we have Tex-Mex here as well. It's a great state to be in for a different diversity of food.
Now, for my New Jersey listeners, Lisa Sunshine, I want to let you know I've already influenced him and put in my request that New Jersey has to have pork roll. That's what we're known for.
Yes,
pork
roll. I actually have that written down when we get to Jersey.
You go outside of Jersey and ask for pork roll. People look at you like, what the hell's a pork roll?
Yeah.
But it's really good. It's like in Philly.
Yeah.
And Philly's known for its cheesesteak.
Cheesesteaks, yes.
So you walk up to a cheesesteak stand out in front of Drexel's University and you order one with.
Yeah.
It comes either with peppers and onions or without. There's no other things that you're adding to it.
Yep, and you
add to it, it's not a Philly cheesesteak.
Yeah, that's true. What is the state of the 10,000 lakes? Is it Minnesota?
I think it's Minnesota.
Minnesota. So one of the things that kind of intrigued me was they're not known for seafood, but you got 10,000 lakes there.
Well, why would it be seafood? That's freshwater.
Or even freshwater fish. They're not known for any type of fish out there.
What are they known for?
Nothing really. That's
wow.
Nothing really. I think what they're known for is if I remember correctly, was like steaks and some form of pastries and stuff like that. I guess something that you would see at their local like state fair or something like that. But it was just one of those things where kind of interesting that you're 10,000 lakes and they don't have any type of fish that they cook there. That's the famous. I'm pretty sure they eat fish, right?
You would think there has to be a lot of fishermen up there.
Yeah, but that's from my research, and I even said on my podcast, if I'm wrong, send me the information and we'll correct it. But I haven't seen it. They're not known for a lot of fish.
Do you want people to write into you and say, hey, my state's known for this?
Oh yes, great, please.
How do they get contact with you?
You could contact me on our Facebook, Inside the Lunchbox. Facebook, Inside the Lunchbox. You could do contact us on TikTok, Inside the Lunchbox as well. And you could even email me if you want. Our email me is christophermackey1@gmail.com. And let us know what your state is known for. And if you have any recipes that you would like for us to try or any ideas, please feel free to contact us. We're open to anything. This is about you guys. This is about family. And that's what we're here for.
Food and family, they're synonymous.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think that you're going to find many people that haven't gone to grandma's house for dinner or whatnot. Look at Trump at his the RNC.
Yeah.
His granddaughter came up. Yeah, we like going to see Grandpa. He gives us soda and candy.
They send them back home.
I'm the same way. I used to have a partner that did the show with me, Dangerous Dan, and he has two little girls.
Okay.
And he would bring them over the house and whatnot. And my thing is, You have two hands. God gave you two hands. So that means a chocolate in each hand.
There you go.
Or a cookie in each hand.
There you go.
His parents, their parents don't seem to feel that is appropriate. Because I have no problem jacking up kids on sugar and sending them home. None whatsoever.
I told my kids the same thing. I was like, look, if you guys have kids, they're more than welcome to come over, but don't tell me what not and what to feed them. And I'm going to give them a lot of candy. I'm going to send them home. And I said, I think it's funny.
That's right. It's not my problem.
It's not my problem either. I think it's funny.
So, do you do recipes on your show?
Yes, we do. We just started implementing like a recipe that we do per show. I think the last one we did was I can't remember. I think it was the last. I don't know if it was potato salad. We did potato salad.
Oh, my wife makes a hell of a German potato salad.
Oh, see, and I love German potato salad. I have a really good friend here, Lee Winterbauer, and of course Winterbauer, right? He makes a really good German potato salad. Shout out to you, man. That's one of the best I've had in a while.
My wife Petra, I got her from Germany.
Okay.
And brought her over here. Thus the belly.
Yeah.
Because she's an incredible cook, and I bring up recipes because when Petra wanted to learn something from my great-grandmother, like how do you make your meatballs? Grandma made the best meatballs. They had raisins, they had pine nuts, and the best meatballs. And we're not talking, little meatballs. We're talking an Italian meatball.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And she'd tell Petra how to cook these things, and Petra would go, well, how much of this you put in there?
Yeah.
Oh, just enough so it tastes right.
Just a pinch. and the pinch is the grandma's favorite measurements, no matter where you come from. Just a pinch. Pinch of this, pinch of that.
Whatever it needs. Whatever it needs. I have a good friend of mine, member of our post.
Okay.
Tanya, out in Bernie. Hey, Tanya.
Hey, Tanya.
And she's a vegetarian. She does not eat meat. She hasn't eaten meat in decades.
Okay.
But she cooks for our dogs.
Oh, wow.
And it took me a while to convince her that brown meat is not good meat.
Okay.
And now she makes an awesome steak. She makes them for the boys.
Yeah.
I might get a taste of it, but you know, she cooks for the boys. She is real big into cooking shows.
Okay.
Real big into cooking
Hi,
shows.
Tanya.
Hey, Tanya. Hug Spike for me. Where was I going with that?
She's really good at
She's really into these cooking shows. And my brother Johnny, he's big into the cooking shows too. So it was amazing to me to find out how many different people that you wouldn't expect to be into cooking are into cooking.
Yes.
I would never expect Tanya to be into cooking, but let me tell you, she's a good cook. My brother Johnny, hey brother, he's an excellent cook. Excellent cook. There are food, as you said, food and family, they're synonymous. They come together. It's rare that you can have one without the other.
Yes, exactly.
When I go to restaurants, I hate eating alone.
Yes, I do too.
It just makes me feel sad eating alone. When I go to the Honor Cafe, hey Chris, Honor Cafe, guys, if you haven't been there, you need to go.
Great restaurant.
When I go to lunch there, I always bring somebody with me because I hate to eat alone. It's just sad. Even though the food is phenomenal, when you grow up with family and you have your meals together, that influences you your entire life. I have a daughter. Hey, Fuzzle, Princess George. Can I plug her? I'm going to plug her. My daughter, Allison, is now doing private practice for therapy for adults with learning disabilities and other things. She's now in private practice. If you need a therapist, if you need some counseling, if you just need to ask, am I crazy? get in contact with me, and I'll pass that information along to my daughter Allison. She's out in Lubbock, but she does telehealth.
Nice.
When Allison was young, we always had dinner together.
Yes.
Always. And even now, today, when she comes home for the holidays, we have meals together. The phones are shut off.
Yes.
That's it. We're here. Tell me about your day. Tell me what's going
Yes.
on with you.
Yes.
And when you do that, when that becomes the normalcy in your family, to share your meals together, to break bread together, as you're supposed to, you find that if you're cooking it, you cook differently.
Yes, you do. You do. Exactly. 100%.
So your boys are with you now.
Yes.
What do you cook for your boys?
So this is exactly how it goes down in my house. When that time comes, hey boys, what do you want to eat? And they'll tell me either tacos, steak, chicken and waffles. One day they had me up at 1 o'clock in the morning making them homemade chicken and waffles. This is 1 o'clock in the morning making chicken and waffles. So I let them kind of dictate what they have the taste for. And then, but when they tell me something, I throw a little twist in it. They, like the other day, they wanted tacos. I was like, all right, cool. But they never had a tostada. So we made tostadas.
What's a tostada?
Tostada is pretty much a flat taco shell with everything on top of it. So instead of them eating like a regular taco, they looked at it and was like, what's that? I say, it's a tostada. You eat it, you don't eat it like a taco, but you just bite into it. And my sister, her and her husband, they made it, and it was very, very delicious. So I kind of let my boys dictate what they want to eat, and then they'll look online sometimes that, hey, Dad, can you make this? We'll do a little project. We just recently, my youngest one wanted to make pizza, but he wanted to do it with French bread. So I went to H-E-B, grabbed some French bread, and we sat in the house and let him just go at it, put every ingredient that he wants on there, and he loved it. So we kind of have fun with it. But it's real interesting, Doug, that you talked about Sunday dinner. I actually had a podcast. The title was Sunday Dinner, and has it faded out? Is it still common in our culture today to have a Sunday dinner with family, sit down at a table? Now, no cell phones. This day and age, everybody has a phone, and we sit down and we talk about our day, like you said, our day, what's coming up in the following week. So my podcast is that gone? Has that faded away? Are family still doing that? Or we just come home and we eat and don't say nothing to nobody, go to bed, and start our next day off, our work day from scratch all over again?
We're going to talk more about that, but we're going to take a break here. I got to give some shout outs and do a commercial. As always, I want to shout out to my sponsors, EMW Productions. EMW Productions is a full-service business and marketing consultants helping vets start and fund their business for over 30 years. For more information, call 361-904-0044. Ask for Darlene. Tell her that I referred you over. I love Darlene. She actually pays me while I'm doing this show. So she's my favorite. I want to give a shout out to Southern Concrete Raising. Southern Concrete Raising. If you need concrete work, hire them. I did. They repoured my walkway so it no longer floods. My walkway used to be tilted like that and flooded every time it rained. And they poured a 14 by 14 pad in my backyard for my new shed. And let me tell you, they did it right. They showed up on time with all the materials and did it right. I was very, very impressed. If you need concrete work, call Southern Concrete Raising. Mark White, and I'll even give you his personal cell. Mark's phone number is 281-908-5557. And my angel sponsor, can't forget about United Healthcare, and my agent, Andrea Corpening. Andrea, I murder your name every single time, and I am so sorry. But if you're like me, you're a veteran, and you also get your care from the VA, you definitely want to be talking to her. She will hook you up the same way she hooked me up. Her information is flashing on your screen right now. Definitely call Angela and Andrea and tell her that Veterans Air sent you over. And if you're 65 or older and you're on Medicare, definitely give Andrea a call. She can help you out. And we'll be right back after these messages.
Medicare can be confusing, but it doesn't have to be. My name is Andrea Corpening, and I am an agent authorized to offer AARP Medicare plans from United Healthcare Insurance Company. I can guide my clients through understanding Medicare coverage options and help them discover what may make AARP Medicare plans from United Healthcare a great choice. I can be reached at 281-773-6239. That's Andrea Corpening at 281-773-6239. I can help those find a plan with confidence.
Want to check out the fastest growing sport in the world? It's right here in Conroe, Texas, and it's roller derby. Conroe Roller Derby is a non-profit recreational league of women and men who want you to come and check out the fast-paced, hard-hitting game of roller derby. The Conroe Cutthroats practice at Rainbow Roller Rink on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Sundays. You can find our game schedule and more information on our website, www.conroerollerderby.com.
You are listening to Veterans Air on IRLoneStar.com and Conroe's FM 104.5 and 106.1.
Welcome back to Veterans Air, the Veterans Hour, your source for news, talk, and uncensored commentary. Today we're talking to Chef MaQ and about his podcast, Inside the Lunchbox. Chef, before the break, we started talking about how food brings family together. Mm-hmm. Tell us about your podcast, Inside the Lunchbox. What do you do on this podcast?
So what we do is me and my co-host Levi, and we talk about different things that we did when we was growing up in our family. First thing is food and what we ate and what type of food we ate as a kid. So we talk about our family and what type of foods we ate when we were growing up. And so the whole premises of the podcast was just allowing, showing everybody that food brings family together, and you can't have one without the other. And so what we want to do, we want to show people that no matter if you're having a bad day or good day, no matter if your families are feuding over something, if you ever wanted to bring them together, you're going to have food there. And if you ever have a lot of food, your family's going to come. And that's the whole thing. We just want to share the love and show people that family is most important. The family is the most important thing in our lives. And we have to make sure that we stay close to our family and, love our family, and also take the time out and enjoy traveling the world and trying new different foods from different cultures and help build your palate, because if you're from one place and you just constantly eating the same thing every day, you're not really expanding your palate, and it gets boring. So we encourage people to, on our show, we encourage people to at least, if you're not doing it everyday dinner, at least sit down with your family one day a week, twice a week, and whether you order takeout or you want to get behind that kitchen and show your chef skills, bring your family together and talk and communicate. Bring back the old school ways. I'm not that old, but I do know as I was growing up, we were sitting down at my grandmother's house, and we sat down at a table and we ate and we talked for about an hour and a half to 2 hours. And shout out to my grandfather. If I didn't finish my vegetables, he will not let me get up. So I was there probably longer than 2 hours trying to eat my vegetables. But I noticed that we don't do that anymore. So that's what we're pushing in our podcast, is to show people that cooking could be fun, and also bring your family together, enjoy your family. And we also teach people we're getting into the segment now where we're teaching people how to cook as well.
So you're not the typical cooking show.
No. Well, we're working on that. We're working on also doing video where we're going to show you how to cook too as well.
That's good. That's good. Because culture and food, as we've already said, they go together hand in hand. And sometimes the act of cooking the meal and how you cook it influences everybody else that's eating that meal.
Yes.
I remember, now I'm born in Staten Island, grew up in Toms River, New Jersey.
Okay.
Have family all over that area. One of the things two things that I remember very, very, very fondly is we had to go pick blueberries and cranberries.
Yes.
If you've never been to a cranberry bog, let me tell you, it is an experience that you should do. And a fresh cranberry tastes so much different than cranberry sauce. Let me tell you, totally different experience.
Yes.
Blueberries are the same way.
Yep.
Grandma and grandma would come down because Mom's saying we're having Sunday dinner at our house. And Grandma and grandma would send us out. We lived in the Pine Barrens. She'd send us out to get pine cones.
Okay.
And she'd bake the pine cones to get the seeds out.
Yes.
And then she'd bake the seeds and show us that each seed was God's hand. It was just like
wow.
a hand.
Oh.
And when you're a child, you're going, yeah, good, great, Grams. Can I have some more, Hershey
exactly.
bar?
Exactly.
But as your palate grows and you grow, you tend to appreciate these little ingredients, these methods of cooking that are lost today.
Yeah.
You said that you made tostadas? Tostadas for your boys. You make tacos for your boys. French bread pizza. All these things are fast food. And when I was growing up, fast food was a treat. That you get every once in a while. You might get a bucket of chicken, or you go to McDonald's. But there was no such thing as, I don't feel like cooking today, let's just go to McDonald's. That wasn't a thing. And I think that our culture, American culture, has lost that family uniting time around the kitchen table or the dining room table.
Yes.
Now, I grew up in a house that had a kitchen table and had a dining room table.
Yes.
12 seats on the dining room table,
Yes.
4 seats on the kitchen table.
Yeah.
And where did you have your family meetings or your gatherings or whatnot? In the kitchen.
In the kitchen.
The dining room was just that. It was for Sunday dinner.
For Sunday dinner. Exactly.
I don't ever remember playing in the dining room.
Dude,
ever.
I was not allowed in there. Because the diner, they don't go in there. If you're not eating, don't go in there.
Grandma and grandma the same way. They had a kitchen, and with a table in it, and that's where you gathered.
Yeah.
The dining room was where we had Sunday dinners.
Yeah, that's true. That's definitely true.
And I think there's a lot to be said for bringing back those traditions of sharing a meal together. If we look at the history of society, from the earliest days, it's always been sharing a meal together. The act of sharing a meal, breaking bread, is synonymous with comfort, with acceptance. Grandma used to say, you could never be mad, you can only be mad when you're hungry.
That's true.
Snickers did it. They came out with
and they made millions with that.
Made millions of dollars off my grandma. Food, and I like the concept of in the lunchbox. I like the concept of we're going to try different foods, prepare different foods. And while we're preparing these foods, also talk about the cultures that they came from. Because every story, this isn't true. But like I said, the Golden Girls, Grams and Grandma, they had a story for everything.
Yes.
And for Easter, my grandmother made a lamb's cake, a cake shaped like a lamb, with coconut frosting on it and whatnot. And there was a story that went with why we are eating this lamb, and why is it this cake? Why is it shaped like a lamb? And it was a lemon butter poundage type cake. It's really, really good. Look at that. Hey, Nolan, I'll call you right after the show. What was I saying? Oh, how the stories.
Yes.
And these are stories that you really don't get just sitting around the TV, eating a sub.
Yeah.
And it's these histories of your family that become important, that influence the way you develop.
Yep, that's true. Me and my kids right now, I know they always want me to cook these simple meals, but right now we're actually experiencing Indian cuisine right now. So I made some curry chicken not too long ago and some chapati bread. They loved it. Now I think the next thing I'm probably going to jump around and maybe go to Ethiopia and try some injera bread and their dishes that they have, the injera, and maybe even try some other African cuisines like pounded yams or
Pounded
fufu.
Yams are good.
Or fufu. I haven't tried that yet. I'm gonna try it one day. Hopefully I don't mess it up, but I'm gonna try that. So yeah, me and my kids we do venture around and jump around and try different cuisines, and we've been on the Asian for a while now. They love Asian food, like any type of Asian style food. They love it.
I'm a photographer. One day I'm going to stop working and do nothing but photography.
There you go.
And 20 years or so ago, I had this model working for me. Her name was Rita. Hey, Miss Rita. And Miss Rita, beautiful, beautiful black woman, gorgeous, from Nigeria.
Okay.
Oh, by the way, in case you're wondering, since she's actually Nigerian, came from Nigeria, immigrated to this country, she tells me there's no such thing as a Nigerian priest. Nigerian prince. Just to let you all know. But anyway, she had Petra and I over to her house for dinner one night, and she introduced me to pounded yams and plantains.
Plantains, yes.
I never, ever had a plantain before. I thought it was just some mutant banana. But it's not.
Nope.
It's not. And I love plantains now.
Yes.
I mean, she would slice them up, throw them in the stew. It's absolutely wonderful. Taught me how to do dried plantains.
Oh, nice.
Oh, dried plantains are
nice. I kind of like mine fried, but I'm open for a lot of other things.
Petra makes a good fried plantain. They're in the kitchen. They're talking about it, and she showed Petra how to do these things.
Yes.
I like that your show in the lunchbox focuses on family and food.
Yes.
We have a lot of problems in our society today. A lot of problems. And I think that a good portion of those could have been solved.
Yes, I agree.
Just by having family dinners when you're growing up.
And that was the reason why I wanted to start this. Was I think that's the main reason. I think not telling our kids, nope, you're not going outside, or come downstairs from your room, get off that TV. We're going to sit down here and we're going to eat and we're going to talk. You're going to tell me about your day. If I'm married, I want my wife to tell me about her day, or the husband to tell me about his day, because you don't want to hold that in. And if you hold it in, you start getting frustrated. It's okay if you vent then, hey, tell your wife, hey, I had a bad day today, this, and that. It makes you feel better. It makes you feel better as an individual. Mom, I got a bad grade on my report, and but I don't know what to do, or
I don't necessarily want you to solve my problem.
Yeah, just hear me out.
I need somebody to tell my problem to.
Yeah.
I host Thanksgiving and Christmas dinner at my house. Open door policy. Invite a whole bunch of people. Come if you want to. Join if you want to. Come for coffee and cake at the end. Whatever the case may be. But when you get there, I have 3 rules. First, Your phone goes on silent. You don't get to check your voicemail, your text. Unless you have somebody in the hospital you're checking on. That's it. Otherwise, the phone's down. We're going to sit around. We're going to talk.
Yep.
You don't get to talk about religion, and you don't get to talk about politics. I can watch the news and get that.
Exactly.
Tell me about you.
Just tell
I
me about
haven't
you.
seen you in months. What the
Exactly.
hell's going on with you?
Exactly. And I think that's what society is missing. And one of the keys of what society is missing is because you got parents that don't even know their kids are out there doing certain things because they're not interacting with them. You got a husband or your spouse is having a really bad day and you wonder why he's grumpy all the time or she's grumpy all the time. But everybody has their own. One kid goes eat in their room, the other kid goes eats in their room. Dad goes in his game room and sits down and eat, and mom is probably stuck in the kitchen and cleaning all the plates that's coming in, which is sad.
See, for me, that's wrong.
It's sad.
For me, that's not a family dinner.
It's not. It's not.
And I grew up with family dinners.
Yes.
Soon as I possibly could, directly from high school, graduate high school, June I was in basic training.
Yeah.
And I've been traveling ever since. This is the longest I've ever been in one place.
Yes, me too.
Ever.
Me too. The Conroe was it. Yes.
And we traveled continuously. Even if we weren't changing locations for work or for the Army, we still traveled. When I got out of the Army and I started my business, I traveled and I visited every single state and every single military installation in each one of those states.
Oh, wow.
For my job. And so I was on the road, Pitcher calculated it, I was on the road 1 year, 360 days out of that year.
Yes.
I have a baby daughter who's just growing up. It's like, baby, I'm coming home, or meet me here.
Yeah.
Or wait, I'm coming home and we're going to drive here. And I think that instilled in my daughter her love of travel.
Yep.
My daughter's very well traveled internationally. I think that experiencing different cultures, like this year she wants to go to India and Morocco.
There's great food there.
And my daughter's a great baker, by the way.
Oh, nice.
Absolutely wonderful.
I need her in my life.
Oh yeah, she makes me diabetic cookies, and I get to have one in each hand.
There you go.
I love you, Princess George. Travel is culture.
Yeah.
If you embed yourself into that culture. I never had Thai food before, ever.
Love it.
And I heard it was very, very spicy. Tanya took me to a Thai restaurant called Drunken Noodles down in Corpus Christi.
Okay.
And I'm reading the menu of all these things that I can't pronounce. And they're all going hot, hotter, hottest, turn your face off, your ears bleed.
There's no mild?
So when the waiter came, I was talking to the waiter. I said, look, I have an ulcer. I can't handle spicy. I like flavor, though.
Yeah.
I like flavor. So he said, we got a noodle dish just for you. We'll put some beef in it. You'll love this. And I don't know what it was called, but it was fantastic.
Yes.
It was very, very flavorful.
Yes.
And now I love Thai food.
Yes.
If I see a Thai restaurant, I'll go get it.
Yes. Thai food is very good. Spicy.
Vietnamese food, the same way. Never had Vietnamese food before in my life. I had a soldier, Vinny Pham. Yes, he changed his name because he wanted to be an American, so he changed it to Vinny. Not Vincent, Vinny. Vinny Pham. Hey, Vinny, if you're out there, miss you, brother. But he got married to a nice Vietnamese girl and invited me and my wife to the wedding. Never had Vietnamese food before.
Okay.
He cooked all the food. And it was fantastic.
Yes, their food is really good.
Fantastic. Been to Korea. Love bulgogi. Love bulgogi. Love fried rice.
Yes.
Love the tiny little quail eggs.
Yeah. Yes.
Food is culture. Would you agree?
Yes, I agree 100%. Because if it's not culture, then why would you be able to taste something and immediately know what region of the world it comes from? You know it's spicy. You probably didn't come from the U.S. It probably came from a place that has a lot of spicy food. If it's some type of noodles, you automatically gonna think maybe it's some type of Asian dish or something, you know. Or if it's some type of stew, maybe African, or some type of African descent or Haitian or something like that descent. So if it's not culture, if it wasn't culture, you wouldn't be able to know by looking at it. Like, hey, I could tell where that's from. So it has to be culture. Food has to be culture.
Yeah, let's face it. McDonald's, Kentucky Fried Chicken, that's not American cuisine.
That's not
okay?
American cuisine. I agree 100%.
It's not. People think American cuisine, they think hamburgers and hot dogs. Well, hamburgers and hot dogs are German.
Yes.
Apple pie.
Yes.
That's German too.
Yes.
We don't really, America does not really have its own distinctive palate.
Yes, I agree with you 100%. I think the closest thing we may have to it is, I would say maybe some Southern style cooking and maybe barbecue.
Yeah, I've never had pecan pie before until I got to Texas. And
Yes.
now, that's it.
But then again, a lot of the Southern cuisines, especially like in the Black community, it's spicy. Some of it's spicy, and some of it could be traced back to like the Creole or the Cajun or even other countries. So I would probably agree with you on that, Doug, that we don't really have actual cuisine here in America.
I had a guy working for me. His name was Jefferson Dupree. Jefferson was like 600 pounds. They sent him to a fat farm. He lost all the weight, and then his heart exploded. Sad story. But I had to go down and see him, and he lived back in the swamp with his grandma. A little shack with high-speed internet.
Oh, nice.
And he took me fishing in this John boat, and I got in the boat, then he got in the boat, and I thought we were going to like capsize.
Yeah.
But no, it floated. And he took me out gigging for frogs
Ugh.
and alligator. And important, should you decide to do an alligator show, I'll give you some advice. Ensure the alligator is dead before you drag it into the boat.
I got to tell you something after you say something that's funny.
But never, not a big fan of frog legs. Wife loves them, not a big fan. But alligator? Oh, yeah.
Frog legs, a lot of people don't know this about me. I'm traumatized with frog legs. That's probably the one thing I would not try is frog legs. And as a kid, I was traumatized because I seen a video where a guy was making frog legs, and he threw salt and all this other stuff, and they started jumping, and one jumped right out the plate. So since then, I'm traumatized. I don't do frog legs. Don't bring it near me. Don't bring it close to me.
I'm just saying, all those poor frogs coming out of the back of the restaurant in wheelchairs, that's just sad. But alligator is distinctly American.
Yes.
I never had alligator before, but his grandmother made alligator, and it was fantastic. Now you want to go have alligator? Call me, I'm there. And we have to understand, and I think that your show in the Lunchbox does this well, that food and family can bring you together.
Yes.
Even if you're not now,
Yes.
it can bring you together.
Yes.
We just have to, as a culture, as a society, we just have to learn to shut our cell phones off
Yeah, exactly.
and talk to each other.
Yep.
I know people that say, I have 1,000, 10,000 friends on my Facebook. I said, are they really your friends?
Are they really your friends, or somebody you just walked through and you worked with for 5 minutes? What's your Facebook page? That's how it works. They're not really your friends.
I don't like text. Doesn't mean that you can't text me on my Google phone, 936-344-3083, just like Nolan does, just like Frank does. Kind of people that text in all the time.
Yeah.
But I don't like to communicate via text. And you've been to my private Facebook page, and you know I don't post anything serious there.
Yep.
When I want to know about a person, when I wanted to get to know you, I sat down and talked
Sat down, we
to you.
talked. Yep.
I didn't check what your Facebook status was or who you followed on Instagram. I want to know who Chris is.
Exactly.
Family is the same way. We're all so busy. We all have our own lives to lead that we're eventually going to lose sight of who our brothers and sisters are,
Yep.
who our mom and dad are, because you evolve every single day you grow. And every single day changes your perspectives.
Yep.
Look at today's society. It is so diversive.
Yep.
Them against us against them. And a lot of that is because people can't talk anymore.
Yep. And that's why I had the challenge. I challenge people out there. I challenge you. One day a week, get your family together, whether it be a lunch, breakfast, preferably dinner, because that's when your day is kind of winding down. I challenge you, one day a week, bring your family together, turn off all the phones, and just communicate. I guarantee you, you will learn something with that. You will learn more about your family, and it will bring you guys closer together.
Chris, it's been wonderful having you here. I've learned stuff about you that I didn't know before. But unfortunately, we're at the end of the show, guys. So real quick, I want to let you know about the Main Street Market in Conroe. Is every Saturday. Go check it out. It's fantastic. I also want to let you know that every Sunday there is a jam session with photographers, musicians, storytelling, artists, and food trucks. And people from the community come on out for a Sunday fun day at the table at Madeley. And it's right behind Sonic's, by the way. You'll see it you'll recognize it when you get there. Going out there, these are things to do this weekend, and it happens every Saturday and every Sunday. I guess that ends the show. Next September show, we're going to do the normal show, and then we're also going to do our September 11th show, which will air on September 11th sometime during the day. So tune in for those. And as we end today, and we listen to our song, I want you to think about the men and women in uniform today and how they stand in harm's way for our liberties and our freedoms. If you are wearing the uniform,
Yes.
I want to say to you, thank you. I want to say to you, I'm proud of you. And until next month, stay safe and stay vigilant.
With a need to bleed you when the light goes green. Best believe I'm in the zone to be. From a yin to my yang to Z. Put a grin on my chin when you come to me. Cause I'll win, I'm a one of a kind, and I'll bring death to the place you're about to be. Another river of blood running under my feet. Forged in a fire lit long ago. Stand next to me, you'll never stand alone. I'm last to leave, but the first to go. Lord, make me dead before you make me old. I feed on the fear of the devil inside of the enemy faces in my sight. Aim with a hand, shoot with a mind, kill with a heart like Arctic ice. I am a soldier and I'm marching on. I am a soldier and I'm marching on. I am a warrior, this is my song. I am a warrior and this is my song. I bask in the glow of the rising war, lay waste to the ground of an enemy shore. Wade through the blood spilled on the floor, and if another one stands, I'll kill some more. Bullet in the breach and a fire in me, like a cigarette thrown to gasoline. If death don't bring you fear, I swear you'll fear these marching feet. Come to the nightmare, come to me, deep down in the dark where the devil be. In the mall where the jaws and the razor teeth, where the brimstone burns and the angel weeps. Crawl to the gods of across your path, and my silhouette hangs like a body bag. Hope is a moment now long past, the shadow of death